Hey Aries Taurus, we are going to check out mid-September energies for you. We're going to take an oracle card to start. I'm just going to shuffle quickly. Okay. Okay, you have number 27, which is very interesting because that just came up for Taurus Gemini. So, I feel like this is an offering of your heart or your soul. And it's like you want it to be accepted, but I feel concern or worry here. So at the very least, you're putting in some energy into something that you want some I want to say love back from. That doesn't have to be like love. It can just be any kind of love. Does that make sense? You just want somebody to recognize it and appreciate it, I think is where it's coming from. So let's take a look at the tarot. You have Judgment first. So something's coming to light here. And I definitely feel a sense of vulnerability with both of these cards, so you are very vulnerable at this time, or you need to be. Which is strange, but sometimes we gotta just give in and not give in necessarily, but let the universe do its thing, or that kind of a feeling. And now you have the Three of Cups, which also came up for Taurus Gemini, and I think the same position. So that's interesting to me. I feel like there's a lot of people around you. You're surrounding yourself with a lot of people. You're probably indulging a little bit. You have opened yourself up maybe into this vulnerable position while you were partying. I'm also feeling like a feeling of a lot of people, like almost like a riot feeling. Like maybe things get out of hand. You do have the Queen of Swords next. Ooh, the Queen of Swords, she bugs me. She is like the person in your life that just won't leave you alone. She's always got something to say. She's always judging you. It could be that you're trying to make some kind of amends with her. But if things get out of hand, she won't be happy. So I guess if there is partying going on, be a little bit reserved around this particular person if you want to keep things like cool. Otherwise, if you don't really care, it may cause a riot. You do have the Eight of Swords as well. That's another card that came out with Taurus Gemini. It's so weird. So I feel like it's a feeling of trapped, and most of the time it be in your emotions, but it's a really strange feeling for me. It's almost like being grounded by your mom. But it can mean, because I said there could things get out of hand, maybe someone gets in trouble. Like this could literally be jail. So be careful, don't get in trouble, because that lady could be the judge, right? And that may be why you were vulnerable, like you opened yourself up to getting into trouble here somehow. That's not necessarily a good thing. So you want to be careful, and like I said, be maybe a little more reserved at a party or a function or even a protest, because I feel like it could turn into a riot. Like that's the feeling I'm getting. Some kind of public gathering or family gathering could get out of hand. So just be careful of that. You do have the Nine of Pentacles as your underlying energy, so that's actually really positive. And so I feel like you will come out of this unscathed in the end. You'll be your regular old self, enjoying your stuff, and there won't be much worry or concern. This can also mean by being pretty reserved, I think, and just keeping to yourself. So if that's the underlying energy, it may be that you need to do that, because it was weird. When I lifted this card, the other card came with it, and then I see the towers. So it's almost like you definitely need to try and be reserved, or the tower moment is going to happen. And of course, it doesn't have to be you. It could be somebody you're dealing with. So somebody you go to a party with, or something like that. Because I feel like you are the innocent party here almost, but you could get in trouble anyway. So you don't want to be guilty by association, right? Alright. So, just going to cut the cloud deck and see if we can get some information on how to deal with this. You have the return. Okay, in this particular spot here, I feel like the return is something about getting home like on time, or getting home earlier than you normally would, or cutting the party short, or something like that. Where if you possibly leave this party early, you may not even have a problem, or you leave this protest early. Because it seems like the longer people are in a crowd together, the more anxious they get, or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, And like the longer people party, the drunker they get. That kind of a feeling. So it's like you need to avoid it by just a time issue. And so if you were to avoid it, it would be by leaving early. You do have the watery next, so this concerns me at this particular spot because it's like if there was drinking involved, it could mean that there's too much drinking involved. So I think the watery would be rehydrating yourself with water. It can mean washing things away. So if you did get into trouble, then it may be very emotional and a lot of work washing this away. So it can also be about dealing with this Queen of Swords energy. If it's somebody bothering you or causing problems in your life, then it's almost like it needs to be water off the back where you don't let it get to you. So it may cause like major emotions inside, but keep it inside is the feeling I'm getting. And with the power here, it's very interesting because this same feeling and energy is coming out in the Taurus Gemini reading, but it's a totally different reading. But they also were getting their power back here. And if that's the case, I feel like it's with this Queen of Swords energy. So you're either taking on that Queen of Swords energy and cutting someone out and getting your power back, or you are basically getting your power back over this Queen of Swords who is constantly in your life meddling in your stuff. So it's really interesting. So I'm just gonna give this one more shuffle and then we will check your, I don't know why I'm shuffling when it's your underlying energy. That's really strange. I guess I needed to do that. You do have the voice here. And with the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like it's telling you to be really grounded. If you have to do something, speak something, that kind of a thing. It could be actually in front of a judge, or this judging person in your life. You will have to speak your mind, but just do it really in a grounded way, in a very independent, solid, almost firm way, but not aggressive. But just like really stand your ground is what I'm feeling. And you will get your power back at that point. That's going to be how you get it back. And you won't feel so vulnerable anymore, because I feel like that's a lot of it. All right. take care and don't get into any rioting. And pardon me. I guess I'll see you in October. Okay, take care. Bye.